What's up, Eagles Nation? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Pablo Gary. This is Think Eagles. If this is your first time on the channel, I appreciate you for stopping by. Consider staying for a little while longer to see if this is a channel you want to throw into your Eagles content creator rotation for this season, man. Would love for you to be a part of what we got going on here. In today's video, though, we're going to be talking about the Eagles' first preseason game in Maryland against the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm really excited about this matchup because going into this game, I think there are a ton of question marks that the Eagles, have to answer. Now, I know that this is typically a stressful period for the players, especially on our roster, because I think the Eagles have one of the most talented 90-man rosters in the entire NFL. And so the coaching staff is going to have their hands full of really putting together the best 53-man roster they possibly can, because there's no doubt in my mind that the Eagles are going to be cutting starters. Like, there are players that the Eagles are going to cut that's going to make other rosters. And so on one hand, it's a great thing. On another hand, it kind of sucks because, you wish you had more space and room to keep everybody. But unfortunately, it's just the nature of the business. You can't. And so I think going into this game, there are a lot of young guys that you want to see, like Johnny Wilson, Will Shipley, Jalix Hunt, Aniyah Smith, Kendall Milton, Gabe Hall. I mean, the list just goes on and on. But I think coming into this game, my question marks is going to start with the coaching staff. And obviously that's going to start with Nick Sirianni being the head coach. The question mark for me, mentally, has he made the adjustment from being hands-on and really being handsy on the offensive side to this year not necessarily being involved as much? And I know some coaches just, they have a hard time dealing with that. And so I'm interested to see, what does Nick Sirianni do to sort of replace that, right? Does he spend more time with the defense? Does he talk to guys, after maybe a turnover, an interception, a fumble? Like, what is it that he's doing to add value to our team this year if he's not going to be as involved in the offense or as involved in the defense or as involved in special teams? I understand that the Eagles scaled him back and right now he's kind of just overseeing the operations, but what does that look like on the sideline? We all know Nick Sirianni is a very, very animated guy. And I think, honestly, this will play into his strengths. Him having the ability to pull a guy to the side one-on-one and having a quick conversation with him. Maybe that's Jalen Hurts after an interception. Maybe it's Saquon Barkley after a fumble. Maybe it's, celebrating the defense. Maybe it's talking to Devin White, telling him to continue to lead the team and doing, what he needs to do after getting the interception. So I think Nick Sirianni has a opportunity here to really step up and to show us as fans and to show Jeff Lurie and Howie Roseman that they, made the right decision. I don't think this is a time for him to sort of really get small in this moment. I think this is a big moment for him. And I think, this could be a time where Nick, maybe he means more in the space of challenges. Like, his hit rate in terms of, getting the challenge calls right now is more valuable. Like, him calling the timeouts when the Eagles need those timeouts, those things are heightened now because it's like you're not doing anything else, right? So I'm excited to see him keep guys motivated. His energy sort of sets the tone for this team, and I think guys will be looking to see how he makes that adjustment. A lot of times we talk about a player maybe going from cornerback to nickel, or even the whole Bradbury situation. We're looking at how he makes the adjustment, and I think we can apply that same mentality and sort of process of thinking when we think about the coaching staff, especially Nick Sirianni. So we'll see how Nick handles it, man. A lot of coaches, they struggle with having their hands on something and being told to sort of take your hands off of it, right? There's this ego thing that goes on, and so we'll see how he handles it and how it affects his overall coaching style and ability. I think the next coach obviously is Kellen Moore. It's this offense. Like, what does this offense look like? There was some formations where Jalen Hurts was in pistol formation, right? So I'm already seeing new plays being added in, but it's exciting to see what it looks like going against another team. And obviously we know that Kellen Moore is not going to roll out the entire playbook, but it is going to be refreshing to see new formations situations. Maybe he'll sprinkle in some motions and some things like that. What does it look like? I'm excited to see what's Kellen Moore's rhythm. Like, what does he do to get a rhythm, and what does he do to help the quarterback get a rhythm? I think that's very important. He came in, he talked about, running a clean and smooth and precise operation. So I'm excited to see the plays that he calls, right? There are certain coaches that, hey man, for me to get in rhythm, I gotta call a running play, right? To see maybe the offense gain 3 or 4 yards, right? And that'll get me sort of in rhythm for the next play. And so one thing I know is, we can't expect for Jalen Hurts to find rhythm if Kellen Moore doesn't find it first. Right, so this is going to be a game, where he shows us what he has, man. He's gone from Dallas to LA, and now he's in Philadelphia. I'm expecting him to be precise, clean in his play calling, sure of himself, right? I think he has been in the NFL long enough to know what defenses are doing to him, trying to do to his offense. And I honestly think that this is the first time Kellen Moore has had like a legit bona fide offense. Like I get it, the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, Zeke, Amari Cooper, the Eagles have like legit 2 number 1 wide receivers, and so I think he literally has it all with the offensive line, tight end, quarterback, running back, wide receivers. Like we legit have it all. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. So I'll touch on some players that I'm going to be focused on. I'll start on the offensive side of the ball. I'm excited to see Will Shipley. I did a video on him, and I think he is going to have success like out the gate. Like out the gate is going to be very clear that Will Shipley is here to take Kenny Gainwell's job. Like Kenny Gainwell going into the season, he's going to have to understand that this is his last year here. This is your replacement. And that's just how confident I am in Will Shipley. Jalen Hurts even came out and he talked about how, Will was taking the most of his first team reps. Like, this is a rookie 4th round guy getting first team reps. That tells you that he's doing something right in practice. That tells you that the coaches see something in him. It tells you that they have a role for him, a specific role, and I think that role is going to be in the pass game. I think you can look at Will Shipley like a slot running back type of guy. Like he's an extension, right? He's an extension of that wide receiver room, but he's also a pure running back as well. And so excited for him. Jalen Hurts also talked about Johnny Wilson, 6'7" rookie out of Florida State. I'm excited to see him. Jalen talked about how during the team periods when the offense was going up against the ones on defense, he threw Johnny Wilson 2 red zone targets and he came down with him, and he had to pull him to the side and just said, look man, this is what happens when you put in the work. And so excited about Johnny Wilson. I did a video on him too. I think he'll make plays. I think he'll see more playing time than a lot of people are going to expect. I don't think he's going to be a guy where this season he's just, you don't see him at all. Maybe he'll go on special teams. Johnny Wilson is going to be factored in, especially during the red zone game this season for sure. So excited for him and his growth, and it's just really good, man. It's a really good feeling to know that you have rookie players that are actually stepping up, making plays. These are 4th round, 6th round guys, 7th round guys, man. And so a lot of times you come in the league and your eyes are wide open. It's too big. Pause. You're working with guys like, Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, and you sort of get starstruck, right? And I think that leads me into another guy I'm excited about, who I've heard who has struggled a little bit, maybe in practice with contested catches and drops, and maybe he's fumbled the ball, muffed the ball once or twice during special teams, and that's Ainias Smith. Ainias Smith, to me, I'm still high on him. I don't judge a guy based on, what he does in practice. I judge him based on what he puts on film in games and what he puts on the tape. And, I think Ainias Smith he's a guy, coming in. He was one of those guys that's probably a little starstruck, right? He has a YouTube channel, right? He's doing behind the scenes, right? So I think he's still learning how to be a pro. Like, I think guys are still going to be starstruck in preseason. Like, oh my God, I just caught the ball from Jalen Hurts. Or, oh God, like I just scored a touchdown, right? So that's our job as fans, to kind of give these players time to understand reality and kind of snap out of it, if you will. So I think Ainias Smith, that first catch, that first punt return, kick return, he'll snap out of it. He's not somebody that I'm really worried about. Like, if he was showing these kind of traits of kind of like not being focused and he had off the field issues, then that maybe it would maybe it'll be a red flag for me, but it's really not. He's been a clean player ever since he stepped foot at Texas A&M, and he's good. Anais Smith is good. I understand the rumors about everything that he has going on, but trust me, he is going to make a ton of plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm excited for you guys to see that. I think it'll start in Baltimore for sure. So who else we got on offense? I think another guy that I'm really interested in seeing is former Jets first round pick Mekhi Beckham. Right, he has generated a lot of buzz in Philadelphia, a lot of praise from Jeff Stoutland. He's already, to me, been worth every penny. He's played left tackle, right tackle, left guard, right guard. He's basically done it all on the Eagles offensive line, and he's a very valuable player. He's very strong. He's very, very physical, and people are saying that he is going to get that right guard spot. Like, he's going to be a starter, right? They were already asking Jalen Hurts, like, hey, what do you think about Mekhi Beckham? He's 6'8", and his height, will that affect you? Those are week one questions. Those are questions that you ask because a guy is trending toward, being a starter. So what does he look like going against another player? I'm excited to see him. I think the last guy on offense, no, another guy too. I'm gonna go Kendall Milton. I did another video on him too, running back, undrafted free agent out of Georgia, 6'2", ran a 4.61. I talked about how I felt his 40 time really hurt him in the pre-draft and draft process. What does he look like? What can he add to this team? I think it's going to be difficult for him to make the 53-man roster, only because Will Shipley has generated so much buzz. When you get praise from Jalen Hurts, the franchise quarterback, that's really high. So it just depends on how Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman, how they want to sort of, piece this roster up, but I think he'll be a player the Eagles will try to get on practice squad. But he's a big, bruising, fast running back. His speed will sort of creep up on guys, and so I'm excited to see him make some plays. Yeah, man, so that's that. The last guy, I'm gonna go Kenny Pickett. A backup quarterback position for the Eagles is something that we haven't talked about in recent years, just because Jalen Hurts has just been so durable. He's been so tough. I know he's been nicked up, but Jalen doesn't miss a ton of games, and so kind of get that feeling like, Kenny's there, but will we really need him? And this is football, anything can happen, and so I'm excited to see what he can offer us. I know we have Will Greer. He's a former quarterback out of Dallas. I think he was under Kellen Moore during his time there. And then we have Tannen McKee. So I'm excited to see how he has developed from last year. As a rookie, he played really well in preseason. I was impressed with him. Tall quarterback, standing tall back there, delivering the ball, accuracy, and moving the ball up and down the field. So I'm excited to see him. Yeah, man. So we turn the page to the defensive side of the ball, and this will be quick. To be quite honest with you guys, because of Vic Fangio, I'm really just good with the defense. There are players that I want to see if they have developed, if they're going to make that jump in year two, like Nolan Smith Jr., guys like that. But I think because Vic Fangio has been in the league for 26 years, he just knows what he's doing, right? So I don't have the same hesitation that I would another coach. He's well respected in the NFL. I'm just focused on specific players like Quinyon Mitchell. Will he look like a first round pick, right? I know that, the Eagles could potentially play their starters, but I know that Baltimore won't be playing their starters. And so Quinyon Mitchell is going to be most likely going up against, second team to third team guys. And so I want to see Quinyon Mitchell look dominant, right? I think if you go into this game and he doesn't stand out, I wouldn't be upset if there was Eagle fans a little frustrated or a little hesitant, because you're going against backup players, right? And so I don't need him to have a perfect game, but I do need to see that there's a different level. There's Quinyon Mitchell here, and then the guys are kind of down here. So love to see how he gets acclimated to NFL. Our safety spot, what do our backups look like? You guys know I'm in love with the idea of the Eagles just taking a look at Justin Simmons to see if he could be a fit for us. The kid, third round kid. I mean, this is a high pick the Eagles used on Jalix Hunt. When he came out, there was barely any tape or footage of him. And so I'm eager to see what he looks like in real time. Going from safety to linebacker to DN. It's tough, but he did it. He's fast. He's physical, I'm hearing. And I just want to see, what he's all about. For Howie Roseman to take him, a name that nobody thought he would take, he has to have some type of talent. So I want to see him. Nakobe Dean, what does he look like? Can he come out of preseason healthy? What does our linebacker core look like? Seeing Jeremiah Trotter Jr., that's going to be special to see him out there making plays, see how he acclimates to the game as well. And then another guy, Gabe Hall, did a video on him as well. He's somebody that I said could really help the Philadelphia Eagles, specifically when you look at our defensive line rotation behind Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. We know that those guys are going to get tired at some point in the game. So I think he's a guy, if you take those guys out of the game, the production won't drop as much. So I'm excited to see what he does. Special teams is going to be really fun to watch. I caught the Chicago-Texas game. I thought it was pretty cool to see the new wrinkles in special teams. And so I think overall, man, it's going to be a good game. I'm excited for Eagle football to be back. Excited for the fans, man. We've waited all summer. We've endured. It's a grind. Like, it's a grind for the players. It's a grind for the coaches. It's also a grind for the fans too, to really get through those long dog days, man, and those long months until football is back. But it is finally back. Thank you guys so much for checking out today's video, man. Can't wait till Friday. Hopefully the Eagles can go 1-0. But at the end of the day, man, I just want us to come out of this game injury free. I think that's the best thing. I want to see guys flying around. I want to see guys having fun. Excited to see it up close and personal, man. So thank you guys so much for checking out today's video. I really appreciate you guys, man. As always, fly, Eagles, fly. Consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And yeah, man, I'm going to catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.